Welcome to our next series, all about bitachon. We've talked about the 5 causes of trust, the 7 causes of trust. This series is 5. The 7 causes of trust, 7 reasons you trust a person. All the more so when it comes to Hashem. In the next parak, the Chovos Halevavos talks about the 5 elements of bitachon. In other words, the 5 strands of bitachon. We're going to discuss 5 reasons or 5 causes to trust in Hashem. Now, the first is almost a conglomeration of the 7 levels or the 7 elements, causes of trust. The Chovos Halevavos says that it's that Hashem basically has the ability. Hashem has the ability to do anything he wants. If you look, says Rav Yaakov Emden, at the history of Klal Yisrael, look at the history of the Jewish people. Look how we've been persecuted, we've been battered, we've been put from this place to that place and exiled in smaller number and everything, and we're still here. The miracle of the survival of the Jewish people is remarkable. It shows that Hashem can do the utterly incomprehensible, things that go way, way beyond any normal and standard odds. Hashem has the ability. Sometimes that which we think is good is often not so good, and we don't necessarily see the world the same way Hashem does. Part of bitachon, to know that Hashem has the ability, is that even when times are difficult, things may be a little bit better than you think, or that difficult part could mean that it's leading to something in the long term more positive. My cousin Zvi was in the Israeli army. He was in the parachute unit. And what they do after months of training is that the new paratroopers invite their families to watch them undergo a public jump. So my auntie, my uncle, they're watching their son Zvi jumping out of a plane, Yiddish nachas, But it's not that simple, because when they jump out of enemy territory, when they jump out into enemy territory, they don't jump out with their name on the parachute. That will give it away. What they do is they jump with a normal parachute, and it's dark and you can't see who they are. And therefore, even if it's in light and in daylight and they're jumping for their family, they're not going to know who their son is. So my auntie and uncle demand to know which one is Zvi. In other words, what number is he going to be jumping at? Is he the first jumper, the second one, the third one who comes out the plane? Which one is Zvi? Originally, the army general who's running this show jump doesn't want to tell them. But then he decides, Rachmanis, I got to tell them. And he says, Zvi is jumping second. So they look at the first fellow jumping. They see this dot emerge from the plane. It's getting a little bit bigger as it goes down towards the ground. Suddenly, there's a cocoon-like thing that emerges. It's a parachute. Velocity decreases. And they slowly, slowly sail to Earth. That's how it's supposed to be. And then they're looking up and they're nervous because they know that their son Zvi is jumping second. And they see a dot emerge from the plane. But instead of getting bigger and bigger and bigger as it comes down to Earth, it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller as it goes away from the plane up to the sky. My auntie and uncle run towards the commander, the general, and say, "What's happening? What have you done with our son Zvi? He's defying gravity." And the general smiles at them with a wry smile and says, "Oh, I forgot to tell you. I know you're expecting it going down instead of up, but that wasn't your son Zvi. That was a balloon. I forgot to tell you, we release a balloon after every paratrooper that jumps." Sometimes in life, things that are meant to go up go down, and sometimes things that are meant to go down go up. Things that you think are going to turn out well don't, and things that you think are supposed to be great maybe don't turn out so well. There's a plan. If you think in your own life or in other people's lives, when it looked like people were down and out, it looked like there was no way of coming back, yet they did. That's an example of this. Reason number 1 to have bitachon is Hashem has the ability, Hashem can.